welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Al, and this is Alchemical Arcana. I have an intuitive channeled message for the collective today, and this is going to be for all signs included. And yeah, I started out like normal. I pulled some oracle cards from my Yin Yang Oracle deck, which I do like quite a bit, and got some interesting cards that came out. So first, I got Deception. So yeah, Temptation and Deception. And I got Third Eye and Clarity. And this card came out again on another reading. This card came out the other day. And then this card popped out with another one, Present, Abundance, and Gratitude here. And the last one is Lack and Doubts. Now, right away, when these first two cards came out, because these kind of came out together and these two kind of came out together, the Deception and Temptation, this I'm seeing an energy of someone that is either you're still dealing with or maybe no longer dealing with, that was a very big temptation to you, and that they were less than truthful with you, just to say the least. Very deceptive energy, someone that drew you in. And I think that you, unbeknownst to them, had an inkling of what was going on after some time. Maybe you're just now getting this intuition, this hit of intuition from this person, because your third eye is opening. You have leveled up, you have ascended, you are awakening. Maybe you've been doing some spiritual healing, some spiritual work, some some going within. And you may have unlocked some spiritual gifts that you may not have had before, or strengthened some that you've already had. Mainly your intuition, your maybe claircognizance, your clairsistence, things like that, so that you are getting more information than just from your regular senses could get. This might not be something you can hear or see per se, but it's just a feeling, something that was telling you there was some kind of deception going on. So, that was the first two energies I got from those two cards. And then these two, something tell me that you left this person and that you may not have even gotten real confirmation, maybe, but maybe you did. But you are now presently doing much better. You're doing much better, and you're grateful. And I bet you are, if you left somebody like that behind that was deceiving you, and maybe cheating on you, and doing some generally messed up stuff. I don't know exactly what they were doing. I have the feeling that you don't really know the extent of what they were doing, but you didn't care. You just decided to, listen to your intuition, which is very commendable. Even without proof, you knew that something wasn't right, so you got up out of there. And now maybe you're seeing and hearing about this person, maybe being in a state of lack. Maybe they're not doing well. Maybe you have doubts if you did the right thing. That's kind of a feeling that I'm getting from this card as well. Maybe sometimes you think about this person, you think you might have missed out on something maybe, but your intuition normally, will not lead you astray. So we're going to see what spirit has to say about this situation, this person that you felt may have been lying to you or deceiving you, and you moved on and you're doing well. But sometimes you think that maybe you made a hasty decision, or maybe you were wrong, and you have some doubts of something. Maybe you missed out on something. So thank you for joining me again, and I'm going to get into this reading. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for coming. Take my mind, my spirit, keep my mind clean. Thank you, Lord. Serapis Bay, keep this message light and bright, easy to receive. Archangel Michael, protect this space. Take my mind and the minds of the collective. Saint Germain, transmute any negative energy to light, power. Thank you. By the way, I got two cards just like begging to get out of there. Okay, see what we got. The Fool. Oh, the Fool in reverse. And we got the Nine of Swords in reverse. For some of you, I feel like even though you overall are doing very well and you feel good about the decision you made, something still kind of nags at you, and it may kind of, you know, come into your mind, even, throughout the day, or, you know, you wonder what was really going on, because you got to hit on something intuitively about this person, but you never really got confirmation. So, stuff like that, especially for people that overthink like myself, I often want to know the details of, what was going on. And even though I listen to my intuition and be like, I move accordingly, it's kind of a relief to know you were right. So this is kind of the energy I'm getting from these two cards together, the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Fool in reverse. That you're hesitant to, fully celebrate, making the right choice, because maybe there's something you missed. Let's get some more cards. Some more cards. What is this deception the collective may have felt? What is this deception? What is this deception that the collective may have felt? It's deception. What is this deception? All right. So I got the Page of Pentacles. Got the Star. Seven of Pentacles. I get a feeling that this is about some kind of money, some kind of expense. This might have been what triggered you to have some kind of intuitive feeling that this person was lying about how they made their money, because they always looked very nice and they always had, like, they had it together, on the surface, but something didn't quite maybe add up to you. And you could be a very hard worker and you put in a lot of work, so you understand the value of money and investing, and working hard for your money. This person didn't seem to like really have. This person seemed like a carefree, cavalier kind of attitude about money, and maybe had a lot of material things, like a lot of nice clothes. Maybe they went on a lot of trips all the time and stuff, and left town, and you didn't really know, like, maybe you do know what did know what they did for work. Maybe they did something, they said they didn't do investing or crypto or something like that. That's kind of what I'm getting. And you just like, okay, well, I guess that, you just kind of accepted it, but still it just didn't really, something about it didn't really sit right with you, from the way this person moved to the kind of money they would spend, or the kind of things they would spend their money on, or expenses they incurred. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. Let's get some more. What is the doubts surrounding this deception energy? What was the temptation, the deception, temptation, lack, the doubt. What was this temptation, the deception from the collective? Temptation, the lack, the doubt. This temptation, the lack, the doubt. So we got the Death card in reverse, came out, and then the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this person was flossing, like definitely flossing hard. This person was flossing hard, and I feel like this person was holding on to something into this relationship with you, that maybe a previous kind of arrangement of some sort, that was lucrative to them. Maybe a person that was giving them money, like a sugar mama, sugar daddy type situation, is kind of what I'm getting with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody was paying for them to spend time with them, comfort them, you know, maybe it was sexual, maybe it was not. But this person, this person had an extra stream of income because of something they didn't end with someone else before starting the relationship with you. Yeah, this person was definitely being invested in by, I have a female feminine energy here. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't have to be a man or woman, genders don't matter. But you had an intuitive kind of suspicion that you might have been doing mental receipts, like adding up, like, oh, you got these Jordans, you got, this nice car, you just went on a trip to, Turks and Caicos, and how are you making, how are you affording all these things, even though you say you invest and you do crypto, or whatever kind of business they may have. Maybe it's a business that's not traditional, but you can't really like count their pockets like that, or say. Yeah, something wasn't adding up. Something wasn't adding up, and you kept waiting. You had the Temperance in reverse. You kept waiting for something to make sense, and this just did not make sense. And this did not sit with you. You got the Three of Cups here. There was somebody else involved in. There was definitely somebody else that. There was somebody else here that didn't mind. Maybe they even knew about you. Maybe they even knew about this person being in a relationship with you, and maybe it wasn't sexual, but they did keep it a secret. They didn't tell you what it really was. And you have the Ace of Wands. So this, I get a feeling this may not have been a sexual kind of arrangement. Hmm. Hmm. Tell me more. Tell me more. What was this arrangement? Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. There was an opportunity that they were maybe waiting on somebody to die. Star. Hmm. Tell me more. Oh shoot. Oh, that's too many or not? That's too many. What is? Oh, whoa. Ace of Cups. What the hell? What? What is Ace of Cups? Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I think I see. Yeah. Okay. So this person has an extra stream of income coming from somewhere else that they did not want to tell you. It may not be sexual. Like it is. It is. but it's not physical. Like I feel like they're not touching anyone else. Or so basically I feel like this person maybe started, something lucrative that, made them money, maybe something that they're not too proud of. And it's basically like they are getting a lot of attention doing corn. Like they might have like an OnlyFans or something like that, or they may even like be a dancer or a stripper or something like that. And I got the Sun card in reverse. It's something that they might feel ashamed of. They might feel kind of embarrassed by this. They don't want it to be like known like that. Maybe they wanted to stop it one time, but the money is just too good. And I feel like they do care about you. They do. They did. They do. They do. I feel like they do. They might be really embarrassed by how this turned out. Give me some more. Actually, let me know. um, Tell me what the collective was feeling about this. You might have known. You might have found out about this, or I don't know, because I see the Ace of Cups here. That's why. Ooh, 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 ooh. Second. Four of Cups. Yeah, you're sad. You're sad about it. You're kind of sad. You got the King of Swords here. You might. So either you or them, they might have told you, or maybe you didn't. You just didn't like it, and that you had doubts about it, or you may have questioned this person. You may have interrogated this person, and you weren't really satisfied with what they were saying. Give me some more, because you were. What is in the dark? You were not. You didn't know, but you didn't know. You just had a suspicion. You definitely had suspicion. You might have accused this person a lot of doing stuff, and it's not like there wasn't anything going on. It just may not have been what you thought it was. Yeah, it got kind of hard to. Yeah, the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Wands came out. It got hard for this person to not tell you. I think you could tell they might have been looking guilty and stuff, and didn't have any good answers for how they got their money and stuff. Like, yeah, yeah. So collective, this might be a case of you were right that they were hiding something, but maybe it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. It still could be like unsavory, like them doing like some kind of sexual show or sexual kind of related. They might be a sex worker of some sort, but maybe they don't actually have sex with people or um, be touched on or touch other people, maybe, and they make good money doing it. But I don't know. I feel like it's bad enough for them to not tell you. I get the feeling that maybe this person does this for the same sex. Like like if you're dating a gentleman that has a lot of money, doesn't want to tell you where they get their money from. He might be going out. Yeah, got the Knight of Wands on the bottom here. He might be entertaining other men that pay him to XYZ, fill in the blank. But he's really not. in that lifestyle perhaps, but he just, it's good money. All right, look more Hangman in reverse. Yeah, it's really something that he'll take to the grave. So if this is the case that it is a man that if this is a woman and a man in a relationship and the man is hiding how he makes his money, it's something that is so shameful, something that he doesn't want to even to tell you, even though he may really love you and really have deep feelings for you. He ain't gonna tell it. He's not gonna tell it, but it's something. It might not be as bad as you think, or it might be worse. It might be worse than you think. It just depends on how you think and how you quantify things. But yeah, he and what's crazy is, even though it's hidden, he has some kind of like almost celebrity status. But it's like the people it's not maybe like a stage alias, maybe kind of like a pseudonym. Like he doesn't go by his real name or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's he might get a lot of residuals from doing. He might be really good. Might be really good at what he does and doesn't want to give it up because it's good money. All right, let's get I want to clarify just with another deck real quick. What is this deception? The temptation, though. The temptation of the deception. Why is it so tempting? Or is this person that tempting? Is this person really, really attractive like that? Is that what it is? If they are, I mean, it might not be hard for you to believe that they are doing sex work or sex work or uh-huh. Uh, oops. Yeah. We got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Um, yeah, this person likes to move and do their own thing too. That's probably the other part of the problem too. Like they don't really include you or talk about their business with you. Yeah, they like to do their own thing and it's like, work alone or whatever. And this person is a free spirit. They yeah, I don't know if this person, maybe you try to see where the relationship was going. Is it going to be more committed? Maybe y'all are kind of, in the early stages or were in the early stages, which is kind of feels like that it was the case. Like you weren't like married or anything, but you were trying to see where this was going. And when you didn't really get the energy that you were hoping for, you went ahead and moved on. Maybe weren't too terribly torn up about it, but still, you often wonder why it didn't go as far as you wanted. Tell me more. Person was a free spirit. He liked to do and move, you know, and very privately. He had a business or something that he didn't have to clock in somewhere. Basically, he could work, film himself, doing whatever, and upload it. Oh, wow! And upload these videos. Oh, wow, they went way down there. Sorry. Oh goodness, can't reach it. Oh, ooh. Yeah. Okay. So we got the lovers. We got the lovers. We got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Mm. You definitely didn't feel like you could depend on this person, um, like a stable kind of. You couldn't depend on this person, like in any sense. I get the feeling you couldn't really depend on this person in any sense, except for maybe a physical kind of relationship, like sex. Um, because they were always traveling. Maybe they were here and there and pop in town, and you would have a good time. And that was kind of like it. But you two really like have good chemistry though. Like You two have really good chemistry. This might be a same-sex relationship too. Now that I'm looking at this again, this might be a same-sex relationship. This might not resonate for everyone, but you two have really good chemistry. But you get the feeling that there was nothing going to be super solid about this, and it was just maybe for fun. Mm-hmm. Because you two lived really kind of two different speeds of life. This person might be going around, here and there. Um, and if they are doing the sex work, or in any sense, if it's like film or in a club or dancing, or high end escort even, or something like that, then your lifestyle where you may have a more traditional job, you clock in, you go 9 to 5, whatever, they don't really kind of align like that, and it's not to look down on sex work or anything, but I'm just saying, like, that could be kind of stressful, not knowing where your partner is and who they're with. I know, I couldn't do. I know I couldn't do it. And then you got the Chariot in reverse, and again, like, yeah, it wasn't going anywhere. You two were in two different lanes, like two different lanes, and when you did come together, it was a good time. It was fun. It was a good time, but realistically, you knew that you needed something more traditional. Even if you didn't know exactly what they were doing, you knew that it was not aligned with what you were expecting, maybe something more traditional. Let's get some clarifiers on this last my Zodiac deck. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. This person, yeah, they didn't. Ooh, Chariot again. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing that you probably were a bit mad about. Maybe you were expecting it was something like this. Your intuition was right then. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh. These are slippery. Yeah, your judgment was pretty spot on, it looks like, because I could tell that you weren't like broken up about it. Whatever it might have been, what you were suspecting, which was you were actually pretty close. I think you were like you were in the ballpark, is what I'm getting. That's what I just heard. You were in the ballpark, and it was something like that. But this person generally was happy with you. Like when y'all together, like you make each other happy. But they were definitely keeping that cup. They thought. I think they thought about letting all of this go. They thought about it because the Chariot came out like crossing almost all of this. Like they were on the fence about, this is somebody I could give this up for. I think they were thinking that this is somebody that they would give up that lifestyle for. The Judgment is in reverse here. Like they didn't have anything to really feel guilty about per se, but they did keep it from you. But it wasn't like, because the relationship may have ended when it got to the point where it was that crossroads, like, okay, we're going to continue, or you're going to tell and this person decided, like, to let you walk away, and they didn't want to hurt you. Maybe you got the 8 of coins in reverse. This person may not have been all that great at stable relationships, like to do the work to do that. To They've gotten so used to fleeting relationships and like temporary situationships and things like that. Maybe they judged themselves a little bit. Maybe they didn't think they were good enough to um, provide the type of relationship that you want, that they know that you want. So they held back this Knight of Cups, and even though this may have made them happy, I think they judged themselves. They judged themselves for hiding this from you. Hmm. Yeah. And this may be a case of a person that comes in and out of your life too. So if you didn't know or you didn't interrogate this person or ask them a lot of questions, maybe you should try, because I also get the sense that maybe you didn't really dig too deep. You just kind of went off your gut and it was like, okay, I'm just going to let it go instead of, trying to get to the bottom of it or, see if they'll actually confess anything. Maybe you felt like it wasn't your place. Maybe you were trying to respect their privacy. Yeah. Maybe maybe they felt that you didn't really weren't that interested or want to be that serious because you didn't ask or you didn't really probe. You just kind of like pretended like it wasn't a big deal, but it kind of bothered you. It might have bothered you to some degree, but maybe you didn't want to know if it was something. But you felt, maybe you missed out on something. You have doubts, but you have gratitude and you're doing well. You're abundant, but you definitely felt, your third eye was tingling that, there was some deceiving, saying some deceptive energy from this tempting person. This person is not, you know, this is not a person that doesn't get a lot of attention. I get the feeling this person gets a lot of attention. They're very attractive, and you might be as well. But this person, dresses well. They travel a lot. They're probably good in bed. They know how to. They know what they're doing. Very confident, and I get the sense that you felt like, hey, there's something else going on, and I think you were pretty close. Like, maybe this person is getting some funds from from someone outside the relationship, and they seemed like they were, but it was many someone's like the public, maybe were giving donations and subscribing to their OnlyFans or something like that. So yeah, that's what I have for you, collective. If you found this resonated with you, please leave a like, share. Let me know in the comments below how this played out for you, or if this is anywhere in the ballpark for you as well. And again, thank you for joining me. My name is Al, and this is Alchemical Arcana. And I am getting my feet wet on this intuitive journey. I have been reading for a couple of years and just now getting onto this collective energy reading for people not in my presence. And it's been kind of enlightening experience because the energies that I get tapped into sometimes are intense, as they always are, but it's a different type of intense that I'm used to with the person not being directly in front of me. It's almost like walking in a bunch of flooded kind of, there's puddles and you're not sure which one is deep puddle. You step in one of the puddles, your foot goes all the way down, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the one. This is the one where I need to be, because I kind of feel this could apply to several people in the collective, but even more specifically, some that may have a same sex kind of situation going on here. Um, and then definitely some that's male female, that the female does not know that the main clientele of the male is other men. So take it how it resonates. If it doesn't fit, please don't try to make it fit. These won't always resonate with everybody. But thank you again for joining me, and I can't wait to hear you and hear from you rather, and see you in the next video. Okay, thanks.